Hi, today we are here again to solve the dynamic of drama in the addict family. And I'm back here using the pink board. So what we've been talking about is the drama triangle, how it affects addiction. And I hope you can see this. What we've been doing is we've been working with the victim up here, and that's the person who says, woe is me, everything's bad, I'm hopeless, I'm helpless, I'm unable to do anything, and I just can't make my life work. Now, this is not somebody who has had really who has a real reason to be a victim, in the sense that there's been a crime committed, there's been abuse, there's been something that really has happened. This is a personality style that they are using, and we all use it. So the victim is often portrayed as the top of the triangle, but it's a triangle, so all are equal. And then we've been looking at the persecutor, who is the person who is the judge, who says, you need to do it my way, you need to make it right, you are in the wrong. And that's the person that we can switch into when we feel we have all the right answers. All right? And then we've got the rescuer, who does this for their own self-need. There's a high cost for anybody who takes advantage of the person rescuing, and it's all right, let me take care of you, I will make sure it's all okay. So that is the Karpman drama triangle. And we talked about Tuesday and Wednesday about observing and then working through each one of get curious about why you're playing that role and what's happening. And then we use the 3 A's. Where do you need to be accountable and take responsibility? Where do you need to assert more of yourself and set boundaries? And then what action do you need to take to change that? But the main thing I want you to see from this is this line. When people are using this drama triangle, they are typically unconscious and nobody is taking responsibility. So they are below the consciousness line. They are not present and they are not working in purpose. They are working out of habitual responses. How do you change that? How do you move these people up to purpose and presence rather than unconscious and not responsible? And that's what we're going to talk about today. That's the whole shift of David Emerald's TED, which is the empowerment dynamic. So nobody in this lower one is empowered. They are all moving in this circle. They are not they are not taking assertive action. They're not being accountable. They are just moving in this triangle. And that's what often happens in an addict relationship, is they are moving in these ways that are consistent but not conscious or not taking responsibility. So this is why I'm so excited to bring this to you. This is why I got the pink board out, but I hope you can see it. So let me put this above the conscious line. These are all C's. So this is David Emerald's the empowerment dynamic. And what switches is, so this person who has played the victim then becomes the creator. So the creator, guess what they get to do? They can choose their responses. They can choose to empower themselves, and they look at things, instead of happening to me like the victim thinks, they're happening for me. How can I work through this? So that creator shifts into the person that says, hey, I have choices, I can make things different. And they're not choosing to numb out. They're not choosing to walk away, to be hopeless and helpless. They're choosing to create their life at that point. Now, that shifts everybody else. So one of the next C's is the challenger, the person who uses healthy pressure, not condemning pressure, but healthy pressure to help you switch and look at what learning, growth, and action can be. And this is the person who asks questions. They leave behind judgment and blame, and they ask questions about what is happening and what needs to change. So that is the challenger instead of the persecutor. They're asking questions to evoke learning. And then the rescuer becomes a coach. Now here's the difference. The coach, the challenger, and the creator all believe that everyone is fully empowered and owns their own destiny. I am not trying to fix you. I am not trying to change your destiny. I am here to support you, to ask good questions, to help you think through what you want in life. So the coach comes up here from being a rescuer and becomes the person who truly believes that you are able to work through what it is that is being handled in your life. So above this line, we are working with purpose and presence. That's the difference between unconscious and non-responsibility. The creator believes they are responsible for their lives. The challenger believes they are responsible for their lives. The coach believes they are responsible for their lives. They work in connection instead of unconscious disharmony down here. So as you move into the empowerment dynamic, you leave behind this need to either control or to manipulate or to be overly responsible for others, and that moves you into a healthier state of connection. Now, how does that happen in an addict family? Oftentimes, the victim, the one who feels like the victim or possibly the addict, goes away, gets help, becomes sober, starts to become the creator of their life, but they get dropped back in this drama triangle, and guess how they start behaving again? Because the other two people have not shifted, or the 5 other people in the family have not shifted. This is my work, is when you take a person from an addiction situation, we send them off to treatment and then put them right back in the same environment. What chance do they really have at that point? The whole environment needs to get conscious, not just what we would say is the victim, the persecutor, the rescuer, whoever we are claiming the addict to be. If they get sober, if they get healthier and then get dropped back in this unconscious, irresponsible environment, how can they move ahead? All of us in the family are responsible for our actions. So if we all believe that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, we are endowed with choices and the ability to change our lives and to make things different, then we move into this purposeful and present, the TED, the empowerment dynamic. We move up here and everything changes. That's the shift that will make the drama different. When we believe other people are whole and able to make clear decisions. They may not always use that, but that belief underlies this being present, being purposeful. So as we step into that, I invite you to check out the link below. I have a course that talks even more about this. It is free for you to look at. This is my invitation to you. And let's start this conversation, because that's what it is. As long as we stay below this line, we're not really having conversation. We're just going in a dynamic that doesn't benefit us. As we move above this line, we are beginning to look at how we live purposefully and in the present, so we can walk away from who's right and who's wrong, blame, complaining, fear. That's how you work through the drama triangle in the addicted family. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. On Facebook, hit that like, share it with your friends. I would love to hear more from you and your comments. And I love it when you disagree. So let's talk some more. Let's talk in purpose and presence.